Hey guys, it's Romer here, just wanted to show you another walk, this time in Canada. I'm in a little place called Port Credit. I used to walk around here a lot a couple of years ago when I was playing Pokemon Go. I've since stopped playing that game. There's still a few people who play it, but I haven't really been that passionate about it since it's been mostly they've become a lot very politicized, but that's all right. At least today's a much nicer day, so I figured I might show you around a bit and show you about places where I grew up. This is just a little skate park for anyone who's interested in doing some of this kind of stuff. Usually see a lot more teenagers here, and then a few younger adults from time to time. It's all good. And then we had a few barbecues here as well with the whole Pokemon Go community. Well, the one I was in the city that I'm currently in called Mississauga. We always had a couple of barbecues going on, so we tried our best to, enjoy each other's company. Usually whenever they did have parties, I would always make some desserts and go from there. Pretty exciting stuff. Of course, that was all 2 to 3 years ago during COVID. Things have obviously changed by now, so then again, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So I'm fine with that. For those who didn't attend my stream the other day, my dad's been recovering well with his hip recovery, so with his hip replacement, so that's some good news. But bad news is that he's been coughing a lot more lately, and his heart rates has been sort of fluctuating in the 110, 120 range. So unfortunately, what concerns me is the first thing that came to mind was maybe a clot, but luckily that wasn't the case when we took him to the emergency room last Sunday actually. So he recovered. So they did an ECG on him and they did a CT scan. Both came back negative, which is good, but unfortunately, it still doesn't explain why his heart rate is so high. But that's why they did some blood tests instead, and we found out that his D dimers were in the 3000s, which is very concerning, because for the D dimers to be that high usually means that there's a very big source of inflammation going on, whether it be clots or a tumor or infection. But white blood cell count was normal, which means it wasn't an infection, but still something's bothering him. He thinks it could be because of rheumatoid arthritis, but I think it's something else. His red blood cell count was normal. I think I really want to tell him that it could be because of some wokey pokey, but he's still not willing to listen in that regard, which is a shame, because me, my godbrother, and even one of his friends all believe that it could be because of the wokey pokey. But oh well, that's that for him. But well, might as well show you some positive sides. This is Credit River right here. This is where you see a lot of Canada geese and ducks right here. A lot of loons for anyone who still wants to check out the not so great white north. Usually around this time of the year it tends to get really humid, but surprisingly enough it hasn't become that humid yet, which I find it to be grateful for, because that means I can walk around and you know, show you guys this stuff around. So grateful for that. Anyways, let's keep walking and I'll show you a few other things. This is the park around here. This is actually the what they call this. This is the Port Credit Memorial Park. A lot of people like to play soccer here. And a lot of concerts, local concerts, usually put their posts up, and we get a couple of food truck festivals here as well. You know, ranging from Mexican to Chinese to Japanese to Eastern European to Turkish. You name it, they have it. And of course, just like with all food trucks, expect everything to be extremely overpriced by at least 50 to 60% compared to what they would sell at other stores here. Speaking of which, ever since I was here back 2 years ago, my dad told me that if you wanted to get a burrito at Chipotle, it would cost $20 right now, 20 Canadian dollars. And back 2 years ago, it only cost maybe half as much. So when it comes to that sort of quality food, prices are skyrocketing, and that's not good. Not a fan of that at all. A lot of nice, beautiful trees over here for anyone who's big in nature and plants. Yeah, always around here, get a lot of ice cream trucks coming around. But actually, I used to like the ice cream trucks a lot, but whenever, instead of going here to get ice cream, I would go to another place in that's further down the road, about 5 minutes by car, and that place is called Dairy Cream. Dairy Cream has been a famous Canadian staple of Port Credit for well over 65 years. I mean, they've got everything from ice cream to funnel cakes to waffles to sundaes. Anything related to dairy, you name it, they have it. It's all fresh, delicious. This is a big library here. Used to go there a lot too, but now they're doing construction here. It also gets surprisingly really exciting during Canada Day, because you get a lot of parades in this local area, and then a lot of fireworks. Unfortunately, when COVID hit, there were no fireworks. They had to cancel the whole thing, or at the very least, like, put barriers around so that way we have to socially distance from each other, which is fucking stupid. But what can you do? At least now they've dropped the restrictions, so I imagine this year will be a lot less restrictive. Oh, we got someone from New Jersey. How nice. Right over here is the pump. This is where I occasionally have started coming for the past 6 years. They got really good pasta here, but they're most famous for their wings. Delicious spicy and barbecue wings. They also sell lemon pepper ones, but I'm not too fond of them for some reason. Too dry for my taste buds. This is an Angus burger place, but they used to sell army uniform apparel over here, and this used to be a little computer repair shop. which they've since removed, and now it's freaking depressing. Oh well. This is got a lot of lounges here. Like, this has become a lot more more social and popular. This right here is one of my favorites, Burrito Boys. This is where I buy all of my burritos here, like whenever I'm too lazy to make my own. They've got delicious steak burritos, chicken burritos. They put everything in it, and the taste is amazing. All right, let's head this way now. I'm gonna head closer towards the port. I'm gonna go further down this path. It's further down, you'll reach the end of the dock and get to see a lot of walking. There used to be a marijuana shop over there, but now they're opening it with opening up a burger factory. Oh boy. Oh, time to run. Time for some Cloverfield shakiness temporarily, and we're good. All right. All right. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, that was embarrassing. I almost lost my $10 over here, which has the icon of somebody I really don't give a fuck about. And what they did was, before they added this so-called bitch on the bill, what used to be on here was the first Prime Minister of Canada, Sir John A. Macdonald, and they replaced it with this bitch that nobody gives a shit about. Fuck Canada, seriously. And fuck Posta. The reason why I say fuck Posta is because I came here with my sister, my mother, my father, and my brother-in-law to celebrate my sister graduating from dental school back in UCLA. We had to wait. When we were just gonna order some regular pizzas, like, because they make homemade Italian pizza, we had to wait literally 2.5 hours for our order to come because there was literally no service. Like it was all understaffed that night. So the only thing they could really do is just giving us water and like garlic bread. That was the first time I've seen my brother-in-law so pissed off. Usually he's a really calm guy. So, I guess it comes to show you that everyone has their limits when it comes to how much stress they can handle. Especially me. Alright. And here we are at the Port Credit Harbor. It gets really big here. You see a lot of yachts and boats on this side of the harbor. We never got one ourselves. I'm guessing because my parents weren't that adventurous. The only adventure they were willing to go as far as would be just to go from here to Cuba. At least now since my mom's passed away, my dad has decided to become, to become a little bit more adventurous himself, try some new things. Because, death can really change a person. It could either bring him all the way down, or what he did after 6 months was he decided to move on and, find someone else. And, he deserves it. I mean, being married to the same woman for 36 years, and then for her to pass away, and for you not to do anything with your life, you gotta, you have to move on eventually. That's what we all gotta do. That's what I'm trying to do as well. I just wish my situation wasn't that complicated. But, time will tell what's going to happen within the next couple of weeks. For now, all I can do is just show you this. Once we go all the way to the end here, this will be the, you'll be going through to Lake Ontario. Look at these. You know what, a funny thing though, well actually not so funny, more ironic I should say. My sister was the one who had the nerve to say to my dad that he's all lonely, he needs to get a life. And when he finally decides to do that, she automatically has suspicions that my dad is going to change the will and leave her with nothing, and leave me with nothing, which is really stupid, because, and it just shows her how incredibly insecure she is and how much of a fraud she is as well. I really can't stand my sister anymore. Like, her hypocrisy, her closed-mindedness. It's times like this where I'm grateful I didn't end up like her, even though I feel like, well, not feel like, but I did miss out on a lot of stuff. But, you know, like, again, don't focus on the past, focus on the now. And here we are. We have someone with a saxophone and a clarinet, just busking and enjoying the view. Yep, a lot of picnics going on around here. See a lot of, it's actually a lot more Hindu and Arabic families, you know, grilling a lot of barbecue, curry, you name it. Oh, looks like they closed off the border for the port over there. That's all right. Looks like we're gonna head back. Well, since I really don't have to look over my my father that much, I just it makes me wonder, you know, I'll have enough time to sort of show you guys a little bit more around, show you some parks where I walk around mainly during my Pokemon Go days. Even though they were between like 2017 to 2020, still felt like a generation. Weird, isn't it? It's all right. Looks like they're doing some construction here. This used to be some sort of empty junkyard, but looks like they're gonna be adding something to it. Let's go over there and see what they got. It'll probably take me about 10 minutes to walk around. That's all right. Meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have to switch my frame, my view, so that way you guys aren't complaining about the awkward view that I have now. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, looks like I had to restart my video because that's what happens when you decide to film in portrait instead of landscape like an idiot, which I obviously still haven't in my lesson. So, yep, long way to go, roamer, long way to go. Oh well, let's just keep going. I should probably show you this since you didn't have the chance. This is Snug Harbor. This is a restaurant I used to go to a lot as a teen. Ate a lot of seafood here. Not the best seafood, to be honest. There's way better ones you can get in Ireland, but it's all good. Speaking of Ireland, it really is a bad feeling when you realize that everything you've done over there is kind of, a waste of time, or it's just become like a horrible memory. Even though there are some good moments in between, like the main reason why I'm there just ended up being a complete waste of time. But then again, it also led me to meeting a lot of you people in the UK and Sweden and Scotland, so I can't say that it wasn't a total waste at all. That would be really selfish of me. All right, let's keep going. Yeah. This whole building complex is a posta in the CIBC, which is the largest bank in Canada. And I almost got run over by 2 bikes. Too bad they missed. Oh well. But yeah, this actually, when they built this restaurant, they were having a lot of conflicts going on, especially during Hurricane Sandy, because when they built it, there was a lot of underground flooding. So they clearly had no idea how to fix fix the hydro system here, which is, again, extremely stupid. But that's okay. At least they've moved on from that, and actually I don't even know if they've moved on at all, because whenever it came to architectural design in Canada, it's been absolutely horrible. I mean, the main city where Square One is, like the main center, is obviously they're trying to make themselves look like New York. And the Lakeshore Drive around here, they're obviously trying to make it look like Chicago, which was obviously a total fail. I mean, they should have realized this back 50 years ago. Like, the architects who created the place, they knew what they were doing. They knew that it was going to be a disaster. The only way you could really get by here is with a car, which is how I came by. If you don't have a car, you're fresh out of luck. That's all right. Well, speaking of Chicago's, there's a place over there, Chicago's Family Restaurant. They sell a lot of Chicago-related things over there. Deep dish pizza, Chicago hot dog, which for those who don't know is essentially tomatoes, lettuce, and onions. I actually don't mind the Chicago hot dogs, but I'm really not a fan of their deep dish pizza. It's like literally like eating a raw casserole, and I fucking hate it. I mean, to each their own, but I'll stick with New York style pizza. They really are doing a lot of construction here. There's some extra ports here, but there should be usually have a picture of what's going on. But whatever it is, it's got to be big. I guess they're probably just going to make another, just make a fancier port. I should also add, somewhere further down before Dairy Cream, there's another ice cream store that people go to during the summertime called Scoops. They have actually a more fancier options. more like advanced things, usually a combination of some ingredients, butterscotch, caramel, almond, pecans, just mixed all together. In terms of what tastes better though, I'll still stick with dairy cream because it just has that freshness, that unique taste of freshness. I mean, the shack itself hasn't changed in well over 50 years, so, sorry, 65 years, so that's good that some things don't change. What should change though is how kids should discipline their children, because quite frankly, I'm tired of there being no discipline at all for parents being passive. I mean, yeah, I was hit a lot when I was a kid, but you know, not getting hit at all isn't good either. There has to be a middle line, you know. Don't be too aggressive, but also don't be lenient either. Of course, that's always going to be a challenge for anyone who's a parent. In a way, I'm grateful that I'm not a parent either. It would put me over the edge, especially with how screwed up today's generation is. Being an uncle is better anyways, because you could always be at your 100% since you won't always be with the kids. But then, even though you won't see them as much, you'll always be able to provide no matter what. What I'm not a fan of, though, in terms of being an uncle, would be to do things according to what my sister and what my sister would expect, which is pretty much a normie means of raising the kids. I mean, if I had my nephew and actually my other nephew, which I'll be expecting within the next 4 months, what I'll be doing with them is try and raise them and give them more exposure to what I was given, especially in terms of, you know, 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff, more retro stuff, to make them respect their where they came from. You know, teach them a lot of video games and stuff from back then instead of making it easy for them. Give them a challenge, make them work for it, that kind of thing, so that way they can appreciate the reward better. That's the thing, everything's just given to kids now. Back then you had to earn it, and even then you didn't get it. And I think we've lost that. I think we've lost that in today's generation, so we've got to fix that. Anyways, here we are. We're on the other side right now. We just came from there, and now we're here. Yep, a lot of picnics around here, a lot of fish, a lot of loons. And a little bit of history for fish here. Here it is. Looks like we're famous for the lake sturgeon. So this is the longest lived fish, which would ascend rivers, including this one right here, the Credit River. So there you have it. They spawn for the first time at 15, 25 years of age, while males spawn at a slightly younger age. You can grow up to 150 meters. I'm sure if my grandfather was still alive, he'd be fishing a whole lot of sturgeons. I mean, the largest fish he ever caught was a pike, which was 2 meters big. And I think I believe he was like 60, no, he was 50 at the time. But when he was here back 20 years ago, he would have been 74. He caught a catfish, which was about 1 meter in length. So, you know, hasn't lost his touch at all. I'm lucky if I can only get a fish that's maybe this big. Yeah, mainly Chinese people and a lot of Arabics and Indians. Very rarely do you see a bunch of Caucasians here. Such is the way of life here. This is what happens with diversity. Forced diversity, anyways. I'm not against diversity, mind you. I just don't like it when it's shoved down your throat, so that way it has to be a specific race that's dominant and others that aren't. It's just more hypocrisy. Oh well.
Oh, you living with my parent grandparents.
I bet if Rose were here, actually no, if Rose brought her dogs here, there's no way they would be able to survive this kind of climate. They would get tired of it after maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and then you'd have to put them into the shadows. Because yeah, Siberian Husky, well, I mean, there's a reason why they're called Siberian Huskies. Oh, if only I had fur like them. That way I'd be able to withstand anything. Cold, hot, maybe even retract my fur. That'd be nice. Alright. Kind of feels like yesterday since I was here, just walking around, catching Pokemon with a few group of friends. Well, now they're acquaintances. And that's fine. You know, you lose friends along the way, you gain new ones. Such is the way of life. That's why I really want to be able to meet people in real life from online discussions, online chats, so that way it doesn't seem like everything that we talk about was a waste of time. I mean, some people are indifferent to that, but me on the other hand, that's my preference. It's not meant to be a personal attack, because I really do want to meet a whole lot of other people. Want to meet Gelth, want to meet Laura B, want to meet Fanta in Alabama, anywhere in the US, anywhere in my Discord group. The only place I probably won't go will be either California or New York because of how screwed up it's become. That and of course Washington and Oregon. I mean, you can't be too safe with these areas. And you know, things I feel like are about to get a lot worse over there anyways. Since they're growing a lot of, since they're getting a lot of lab-grown, oh yeah, that's right, lab-grown food. They're gonna be testing it in California. So hopefully you guys in Cali, if you ever plan on trying it, let me see how it is. Because either way, I'm not trying that shit. All right, let's go a little bit. Oh yeah, over here, over the past 3 years, this actually used to be like a native Indian reservation. A lot of trees over here, but then it got bought out. So what they're building over there are a bunch of retirement homes. And this is actually going to be like a new community, and this will be like an ocean front, lakefront plaza, kind of like Santa Monica in like the west coast of LA. You got Malibu. Well, Malibu's more of like the resort cities, but then like Santa Monica, that's where you've got all like the little mini attractions and plazas there. Now over here, around the bend, when we go to the right, we're going to be there. It actually takes us to a park called Bruckner Rhododendron, and as you can guess, the reason why they call it rhododendron is because of the plant. Yep, so this is what they're doing. It's called Brightwater. That's the company, that's what they're going to be making around here. It'll become I think it'll be done within the next 5 years. It's going to make me miss nature quite a lot, so gotta enjoy it while it's still here. Otherwise, God knows what's going to happen. Right over there, if you take a closer look, that is Hamilton. That is the most polluted city in Ontario. That's where all the industrialization is, and the smell, the stench there is absolutely horrible. Only go there if you're planning on working, but not if you're living there. Absolutely not. Oh boy. Oh boy, look at all that. This was all pine trees over here. Now it's all gone. Well, at least there's still these nice coasts over here. Just gonna go a little bit further up, and then I'll show you the rhododendrons, like the park anyways, and then that'll pretty much be the end of the stream. It's a lot more flat now. I know they're gonna be making some fountains here. It's gonna be like really a lot of curves. Oh look, there's a dog over there. At least I think that's a dog. I can't see it. Oh, there it is, yeah. But yeah, this is probably my favorite part of walking down from Mississauga to Port Credit. Back then, it was this trail over here. You could bike, you could walk, and it's always quiet. No one there to disturb you. Actually, you know, these retirement homes over there on this side, one of my dad's former neighbors, he has an investment. He invested in a few properties over there, and my dad is thinking of doing so right now, which really wouldn't be a bad idea. Unfortunately, he's very tight on money since he's had to spend a lot of it. Well, he spent actually $160,000 for my mom's CyberKnife radiation, which ended up being a waste of money. And then he had to pay off my sister's mortgage for the dental office, which was handed by my mom to her. So she really hasn't paid a single cent when it comes to the business. And she says she always has to try and take care of the dental office. What is there to take care of? Like, she's not even allowed to work until her maternity leave is finished, which won't be until September. And then she won't officially start working at the office until January. And, you know, I just hate being, you know, lied and deceived like that. Because she always has to make a big deal about everything and not, you know, try and focus on trying to build things together. And that's a big pet peeve of mine. No matter, we're here to talk about positive things, so let's just move on from that. Okay, this is something new. I've never seen that gate before. Looks like they installed that recently. Alright, we're going further down. Yep, a lot of beautiful trees here in the summer. This really is a gorgeous place when it's the summer. But when it's winter, of course, it's depressing because all the deciduous leaves, they fall down. And then let's not get started on the snow and ice because it gets very icy and nobody comes to defrost the bike paths here. Alright, here we are. At least there's a lot of shade here, so I don't have to worry about melting like a clam. A lot of nice properties on here. Now these rocks right here, oh boy. Okay, these rocks right here are pretty significant because about 4 years ago, this is where I tried to jump into the water here and drown myself. I was at a very low point then. I wanted to really end my life here because I was studying for my exam, my second attempt, and I was really over the edge and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was probably looking down here for maybe an hour, between a half hour to an hour. Felt like 6 hours, and I just wanted it all to end, but something deep down told me not to do it. And then later I found some former acquaintances, and they calmed me down a bit and told me how important it was to live and how there really is like you only have this one life, not to waste it. Not exactly the best advice for me to adhere to since I'm still a pretty sensitive prick. But I'm growing slowly but surely. That's all good. To think I could have ended my life right there and then 4 years ago, and I'm still here showing you this stream with you guys from all around the world, which I'm extremely grateful for, even if it seems like I'm not. Then again, I'm autistic, so of course I'm gonna be a bit of a distant prick from time to time. This is a nice property over here. This would be something I would like to buy out. Just have like a nice view of a lake or an ocean. Just breathe in the air, not have any pollution to deal with. And then if I were to have kids, then I have a playground right here. It's really convenient. But a property like this would probably be worth at least 2.5 million Canadian bucks, maybe more. The real estate bubble, I feel, is going to be collapsing very, very soon, and I think it's going to be a massive wake-up call. Well, I'm hoping it's a wake-up call for my dad and my sister, because they are completely asleep when it comes to these kind of matters, and it'll probably be a situation where I'll end up being the sole survivor of everything, which sucks, but I gotta take care of myself. All right, we're getting close to the waterfront trail. A few nice houses over here for anyone interested in investing. Once we go over the next corner, that's where I'll get to the entrance of Bruckner Rhododendron. And there you'll expect to see a lot of shade, but a lot of beautiful nature. So I'd say getting to the end of this stream will definitely be worth it. So this area is called Cranberry Cove. Not sure why they call it that, but oh well. Yep, here we are. Bruckner Rhododendron Gardens. And actually I made a mistake here. It wasn't those rocks over there that I wanted to jump off of, it was those ones over there. And kind of glad that I didn't. Now if we go closer here, you can see there's a carving of like a little wooden statue. They do this a lot in Mississauga. They like to make a lot of, like, you know, carvings of some birds. There's one of an owl right in front of a house where my one of my dad's friends at the time used to live with. She has a daughter who has bipolar disorder and is quite unstable. Then again, her father works in Vietnam. They're divorced. They have been for quite some time, but now she operates her own business, so good on her for that, I guess. But however, best not to get close to crazy. Yep, and here we are. So looks like we have here a little angel right there. Very good. Oh yeah, beautiful. Let's just get. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that face. Gorgeous. It's like looking at a saint. And you have another one right over there. There's actually a name for this things. You can find them on the. You actually knew the name of these back in when I was playing Pokemon Go. It's like a twin saint collection. And then of course our signature maples. And a big massive lump. Oh boy. Lots of shade though. Oh yeah. The humidity here, once it gets to above 20 degrees, it skyrockets to at least 90%, and then it feels at least 10 degrees Celsius more warmer. Oh boy. Just keep walking. We're almost there. Just 20 more seconds to go. And here we are. This is the trail that leads to Bruckner Rhododendron. Are a lot of crazy dogs here, which I've got to be careful because I don't want them to eat me. A lot of coyotes do come in the area after dark, but I haven't seen one. Seen a lot of foxes, but never any coyotes. I have seen a couple of wolves though. Not in this area, but a little bit further west, near the Lorne Park area. Actually, I remember one time I was walking down Lorne Park to White Oaks, and I remember hearing a lot of aggressive howling and biting. Turns out there was 3 wolves, silver wolves, that just, timber wolves that just mauled a dog. It was like a helpless dog. It was really friendly. Can't remember the breed. It was, may have been a corgi. Her face was completely torn off and broke me a lot. That's why I usually carry dog mace with me, because you never know when it can happen to me. All right, here we are. We're getting close, and here are some of the gardens right here. Do a lot of great stuff here. Yep, here we are. These are some of the rhododendrons around here. At least I hope they're rhododendrons. A lot of pine as well. A lot of greenery. Even though there's a lot of humidity, you can't deny there's a shitload of gorgeous greenery here. Oh, some of them still left Christmas decorations on. How nice. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's valerian. I'm sure someone in the chat can correct that for me. When we go further up, you'll see a lot more gorgeous plants. A lot of open space here. There's actually a place, if you go further to the right, you could actually rent it out and they can take pictures for you, like a little plant gallery. Here we are. Oh, these ones are a little dried up. Some of these are more gorgeous here. Oh yeah. Right over here. This is the mother lode of beauty. Ah, look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, okay. They have a few signs of what these are. So this is called Rosa eglantine. So this is Rosa eglantine. Interesting spelling. And then this is what's called Crown Princess Margarita. That's making me thirsty. Great. Crown Princess Margarita. And I'm guessing this white stuff is what they call iceberg. Okay, so this is an iceberg. And then here we have Sentimental, Rosa Sentimental. Pretty sure that's a made up name. Damn, does that look good. Kind of looks like a strawberry shortcake. And this is Rosa Evelyn. And then this is just a mixed bed. All right. And there we have it. Oh, we got more over there as well. Thank God they got the fountains working. I believe that's parsnip over there. More rhodo here. And more of a mother lode. Oh yeah. Look at that. And here it is. The Bruckner Rhododendron Garden, which honors Harold Kennedy. He was a former board counselor and community activist for the development of the Bruckner Rhododendron Garden. So this was approached in 1983 by Dr. Bruckner about the possibility of donating plants to the park formerly known as Cranberry Cove Park. All right. So this was all because of a favor from a Dr. Bruckner. Yep, look at that rhododendron. Love it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.